the Master Auto Care Chevrolet from Midland, North Carolina. That's Mike Pila. Rolling off of the outside of row number 4, that's going to be the car number 15 of Colt James. Rolling off in the 7th spot, that's going to be the car number 22 of Nick Robinson. 6th, Tanner Gray rolls off in the car number 40. Matt Craig rolls off into 54. Outside of row 2 is Jeff Batten in the 49. Austin Thompson rides off 3rd. Mason Diaz rides off the outside pole. And once again on the pole, that's going to be Sanford, North Carolina Aqua Vapor machine of Jody Messimer as he brings them here to the start-finish line for the green flag. Green flag in the air as Messimer works down to the inside with Diaz on the high side. Into the 3rd spot, that's going to be the 49 of Jeff Batten through turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through the field. Messimer still battles with Diaz. Diaz finally checks up and lets Messimer go by. He falls in line. So it's Diaz rides 2nd. Jody Messimer rides 1st. The car number 2 of Austin Thompson rides 3rd. In the 4th spot, that's going to be the car number 49 of Jeff Batten. Matt Craig rounding out the top 5 here with 3 laps of 100 in the book. Messimer setting a blistering pace with a 15.503. That's 92.885 miles per hour around the high bank 4/10 mile Southern National Motorsports Park. Diaz rides 2nd. It's a 3-4 car lanes back to the 2 car of Austin Thompson. And on his back deck lid, that's going to be the 49 of Jeff Batten. It's single file all the way around from start to finish as these guys are going to try to sit and ride and save their tires for the end here. 100 laps the distance here in the first Scott Farms Pro Late Model Super 7 race. So it's Jody Messimer in the 98 in the Aqua Vapor machine as Mason Diaz in the 24, the sign shop, the Manassas, Virginia driver. Those 2 guys setting a blistering pace as they've opened up a 6-8 car length lead back to that 2 car of Austin Thompson. Here comes Nick Robinson. He's trying to make his move here for the 5th spot. Robinson battles to the inside of that car number 54. That 54 car of Matt Craig. He's going to give that spot up to Robinson. And now he's got some more pressure there back for the 6th spot.
That's the 40 car. That's the LFR driver, Tanner Gray, looking to the inside of the 54 car of Matt Craig. But it is still the 98 of Jody Messimer out front, followed by the 24 of Mason Diaz and the 2 of Austin Thompson.
Man on the move is that car number 22, the Coltier Motorsports machine of Nick Robinson, as he just makes some easy work of Jeff Batten in that 49. Now he's going to set his sights on the 2 car of Austin Thompson.
That's the 22 driver, Nick Robertson out of the Coltier Motorsports, giving the bumper to the number 2 car of Austin Thompson. He's on the move. He has the sights set for the bumper of Mason Diaz, who is following suit behind Jody Messimer down the backstretch.
Robinson gets into the back of the 2 car of Thompson. Meanwhile, back there in the 5th, 6th, 7th spot, it is a hornet's nest with those drivers.
That's the 40, the LFR driver of Tanner Gray in the 40 car to the inside of the 29 car or 49 car of Jeff Batten, with the 54 of Matt Craig to the inside of him.
Craig makes his way to the inside of Batten at the stripe. It's going to be the 49 car of Batten on the outside. He's going to hold the position for now, but look back up front. It's Diaz to the inside of Messimer.
Diaz to the lead at the stripe. That's the 24, Mason Diaz, driver out of Woodbridge, Virginia, to the lead of this first annual Scott Farms Pro Late Model 100 Sweet Potato 7 Series race out here. But it's the 22 car of Nick Robertson on the move, driving that Coltier Motorsports car.
Going to be very interesting how it's going to hold out at lap 100. Mike Diaz, 15 years old. Nick Robinson, 15 years old. Those 2 drivers very young. Not a lot of laps under him, but not as many years as Messimer. I believe Messimer felt the heat from Diaz and said, I'm going to let you go and save my tires.
Well, that's one thing with the driver of the 24. This is going to be interesting to see You know, he does not have a lot of laps underneath his belts for this length of a race. 100 laps is quite some time, so tire management is definitely going to be something that we will see him develop over the years. But right now, it's the 40 car of Tanner Gray in position number 4, trying to hold off the number 2 of Austin Thompson.
So are you trying to say it's a fair shake that Diaz saves nothing here early with 17 laps, or 18 laps now of 100 in the book?
What I'm saying is that with the talent that's driving out here today and the driver of the number 24 just out in the lead, he is excited. I am sure that he is just out front, followed by Jody Miesmer, the 98. He's been following Jody for several years now in the past series, in the car series. So with the talent that's out here right now, I'm sure he's just ecstatic. MDR, Mike Darn Racing, has given him just a total dominant car here today, so that's awesome to see. But back in the field, you have the driver of the 15 car, Colt James, looking to the inside, coming off of turn number 4 of Matt Craig, driving the 54 car.
Craig shuts the door on the 15 of James. James gets it back straight, and he still falls in behind there. Also, like you said, another young gun in the field. That's the 22 car, the Coltier Motorsports ride of Nick Robinson. He's under the direction of former NASCAR Camping Truck Series, or I believe it was the, I know what the truck series was back then, but Randy Renfro is the team manager and crew chief of that ride. So a lot of experience there in that 22 car as well.
Well, right now you have the 54 car of Matt Craig on the rear bumper of the number 2 car of Austin Thompson in the 5th position. You have a little bit of a hornet's nest right there for the 4th, 5th, and 6th position. Good racing back there, but right now it's still Mason Diaz coming off of turn number 4 with about an 8 to 10 car length lead over the 98 of Miesmer.
Tell you, Mike, you hear some of these guys hitting their rev limiters just a little bit past the flag stand. Not sure about some of their gear selection for some of these cars, but these cars are really hooking up to be able to hit them rev limiters just past the flag stand.
Well, I tell you, we've put this Pro Late Model class together with some certain restrictions. Restrictions being the number of RPMs that their motors can turn. So this class is really, it's something that I worked with, race director Justin Ellis, and also McGonigal Race Engines and several other engine builders. These cars can turn no more than 6,300 RPM, which means that this is economical racing for these guys. These motors that they have in there can last 1 to 2 seasons just with some minor valve train updates and everything like that, valve springs, valve lash adjustments and everything else like that. So that keeps the cost of this racing down for these drivers. These drivers are running for 100 laps for $2,500 to win, $300 to start. Very economical class. Diaz looking a little squirrely coming off of turn number 4 right there. It's the 54. Right now we have some rubbing going on back there in the back end of the field. That's the 03 of Kerry Lawrence, followed by the 2 of Sarah Knort-Ching. That's the 02 Dickey-sponsored race car there.
Also the 49 car of Jeff Batten. He's back there battling that 02 car of Kerry Lawrence. Was almost completely sideways there after making some contact with those drivers. But here comes Diaz. He's coming to approach that lap traffic as they're battling for position.
This will be interesting to see how Diaz handles the lap traffic with the knowledge and the driving experience of the 98 Miesmer, who tucks in behind him just for the ride, who has a lot more experience getting through lap traffic. Also, Nick Robertson picked up a couple of wins in the past Pro Late Model Series, that has been held out here before as well. So Nick Robertson on the move, trying to get to the rear bumper of the 98. That's the 29 or the 49 of Jeff Batten, off pace up the track right now.
I guess that's one way to make your way through lap traffic, is to bump them out of the way. So the 49 of Batten gets a little move as he's cleared, and now he's going to the inside. It looks like he's going to duck off the racing surface, as his car is definitely not up to speed, as Diaz is working hard through the lap traffic.
Well, right now, back in the 5th, 6th, 7th position, that's the 15 of Colt James, followed by the number 2 of Austin Thompson. But that looks like the number 4 of Mike Pilla right now, who's following suit behind the 15th back there in that thing. But it's still Diaz working through lap traffic. Coming up on the 02 of Sarah Knort-Ching right now, followed by the 03 of Kerry Lawrence.
SC squared. She's the next one in line for the car number 0 for the 24 of Diaz, as they're all battling for position. So Diaz definitely going to need to pay attention to what's going on as those cars are battling hard. The 11 car of Mark Gibson, he gets passed by the 02 of Ching, as Diaz now sets his sight to put her a lap down.
Diaz on the rear bumper of the 02 of Ching, coming up to put her a lap down. Oh, caution is out. It's the 22 of Nick Robertson and the 11 car of Mark Gibbons. The 22 of Nick Robertson getting into a lap car of the number 11, Mark Gibson, on lap 36 complete.
Yes, definitely Nick Robinson running out of patience there in that 22. He drove it in awfully hard. Gibson was a lap car. He did drop the window net, Mike, so he is okay. Possibly thinking that possibly he could drive that car to the attention of his crew, and maybe they'll pull out some of that. Nick Robinson is getting a push. All 4 tires are inflated on that car. Looks like they're going to turn it in here. Possibly, not sure if they're going to be able to get that thing taped up and to finish completing or not. But a tough break for that 22 car of Nick Robinson. Fine. Working on that machine, doesn't look like they're going to make it back out. The 11 car of Gibson looks like they're nosed in, and looks like he's going to be done for the night as well.
Lights are out on the pace truck. Cone is out. Field is set for the restart. It's the 24 of Diaz to the inside. That's the LFR driver, Tanner Gray, in the 40 machine to the outside. Jody Meismer following suit in the 3rd position, and that's the 15 of Colt James on the outside row of number 2.
A little surprised about Meismer's choice to go to the inside. Usually the wily veterans always do the straight-up restart, but green flag in the air.
Well, there's the first restart after the first caution here tonight. Mason Diaz takes him down into turn 1 and 2. It's Tanner Gray to the outside. They go down the backstretch side by side. It's Diaz and Gray going down into turns 3 and 4.
Gray to the outside, Diaz to the inside. Diaz is going to have it at the stripe as Gray pulls in line there. With the 98 of Messimer, he battles there in the 3rd spot with the 15 of Colt James.
The 15 of Colt James looks to the inside of the 98 of Meismer going down into turns 3 and 4, but it is still Diaz out front, followed by the LFR driver of Tanner Gray in the 40 car, followed by the 98 of Meismer, the 15 of Colt James.
Colt James slips up just a little bit, gets a little tap in the back by that 54 of Matt Craig. Meanwhile, Diaz, he's 2 car lengths over the 40 car of Tanner Gray with 39 laps of 100 in the books.
Diaz sets sail coming out of turn number 2, extends his lead by 2 car lengths over the driver of the 40 car, Tanner Gray, followed by the 98 of Meismer as they're coming through 3 and 4. The 15 of Colt James has his eyes on the rear bumper of the 98, the 54 of Matt Craig, following in the 5th position.
Trouble on the, correction, just the 49 car of Jeff Batten. He makes his way back out on the speedway after the race has already gone green. I looked up and saw a car off the pace, Mike. I thought it was one of the lead cars, but it's just the 49 car of Jeff Batten rejoining the race.
Jeff Batten slow on the pace, but he's now got to the tail end of the field. He's brought it back up to speed. So the lineup as it stands right now, 42 laps complete. It's the 24 of Diaz, the 40 of Tanner Gray, the 98 of Meismer, the 15 of Colt James, the 54 of Matt Craig, the 4 of Mike Pilla, the 2 of Austin Thompson, that's Jake Spellers in the 8th position in the 76 car, and that's the 02 of Sarah Canort Ching.
49 car of Batten, he's going to come off of the pace once again, go down to the attention of his crew. I think he just picked up the 2 spots there, Mike, that he had lost there to the 22 of Robinson and the 11 car of Gibson. So he's going to ride around and pick up 2 spots just like that. Meanwhile, 45 laps complete this time by. The field is single file all the way around the racing surface as Diaz still has the 6-8 car length lead over the 40 of Tanner Gray.
Right now back in the 4th and 5th position. That's the 15th of Colt James and the 54 of Matt Craig. Really close. Matt Craig looks to the inside of the 15. Tanner Gray coming off of turn number 4, a little bit squirrely, driving the number 40 car for the LFR. It's the 54 car looking to the inside of Colt James coming off of turn number 2, but it's still Diaz out front with a command lead over the Pro Late Model class here. That's the Scott Farms Pro Late Model class here at Southern National here in 2016 for the Sweet Potato 7 Series.
Tanner Gray seems to be losing just a little bit of ground there to the leader as Jody Messimer, he's still staying close there to Gray. We're working almost the halfway point of this race. Going to be interesting to see how this last 52 laps go for the 24 car of Diaz, as he has set a blistering pace of 93.5 miles an hour was last lap speed for the 24 car of Diaz. Definitely so far fastest time here for the 24 car.
The 24 car, Mason Diaz, turning a 15.894 last lap by. Closest car next to him, that's going to be the 40 car, and Tanner Gray driving a 15.905. So it's just thousandths of tenths of a second in between those drivers right now. All three of those up front, but it is the veteran driver in the 98 of Jody Miesemer who might be saving tires and just riding back there. That's 51 laps complete, 49 laps to go. And that's the veteran back there, the 98, and also the veteran of Colt James in the 15. They know what it takes to get across that line towards the end of the race, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what their tire strategy is.
The 15 of Colt James just about 3 laps ago, Mike slipped up and he allowed the 4 car of Austin Thompson, or the 2 car, correction, of Austin Thompson, and also that 54 car of Matt Craig to get by him. So he wasn't sitting there riding. He actually slipped up and lost 2 spots there, and he's all the way back to the 6th spot.
Coming to the line, 55 laps complete of this 100-lap feature event, 45 laps to go in the first inaugural Scott's Farms Pro Late Model Series here at Southern National this year. 13 outstanding drivers starting the field. So far, there are 3 of those that have fallen out right now. That's the 11 of Mark Gibson, the 22 of Nick Robertson, and the 49 of Jeff Batten have all fell to their crew members here in the pits, but it is still Mason Diaz with a command lead over car number 40. That's the LFR driver of Tanner Gray.
It's 8-10 car lengths back to Tanner Gray. It's another 4 car lengths back to Jody Messimer. The 54 of Matt Craig, he rides in the 4th spot and rounding out the top 5. That's going to be the car number 4 of Mike Pila. Pila in the 4 car, kind of just sitting there riding quietly. The Midland, North Carolina driver via Jupiter, Florida in that 4 car. That's Mike Pila.
Coming to the line, it's going to be 60 laps complete. Interesting to see what exactly the 98 car of Jody Miesemer has in store here. You know, he might be back there riding, but it is the 24 car with a command lead over the 40 car of Tanner Gray. About 5 to 6 car lengths ahead of that 40 car, that LFR car of Tanner Gray. 61 laps complete in the books, 39 laps to go.
I believe, Mike, we'll see with about 20 laps to go, those 2 drivers really turn up the wick here and try to shut down that lead of the 24 car of Mason Diaz. But meanwhile, Mason Diaz not letting off at all. He's going to put it to the floor with 62 laps of 100 complete here in the first Scott Farms Super 7 here for the Pro Late Model Division. The Super Sweet Potato 7, Scott Farms.
Say that 5 times fast. We might have a little challenge there. Maybe we can do a upgrade for a fan one year, one race here coming up, to see if they can say that 5 times fast. They'll get a sweet upgrade. It sounds like a pretty good raffle. I have to check with Sonny over there in suite number 10 and see what he thinks about it. But again, we'd like to thank all of Scott Farms for being the title sponsor for this series and having faith in Southern National and my staff here in order to bring this series here back to Southern National. I think for the first race for a brand new series, there really isn't a pro late model weekly series that is held at any track. So right now, which is good. I hear race control. It's still the 24 of Mason Diaz. The 24 of Mason Diaz leading the way.
Diaz 6'8" car lengths over the 40 of Tanner Gray. It looks like Messimer is getting a little bit more racy back there in that third spot. Diaz again, he sees lap traffic in his front windshield. The first car is going to be that 03 car. That's Kerry Lawrence in the Lawrence Exhaust and Systems Port City chassis car. So closing laps here, there will be some lap traffic playing into the
68 laps complete, coming to 69 right here at the lap. Mason Diaz makes it 69 laps complete, 31 laps to go, still has a command lead over second place driver of Tanner Gray.
Here comes the lap traffic. He's closing in. There's going to be a caution on the speedway. It looks like there's going to be some debris over in the turn 1 and 2 area. Track safety finding some debris there in the turn 1 and 2 area. So that's going to erase that several tenths of a second lead there that Mason Diaz had over the 40 car of Tanner Gray.
Rounds out with the championship September 24th, I believe, here in 2016. So Mason Diaz takes the inside 40 to the outside, 98 inside, 54 outside. Also, what's really neat about this series, Charlie, is LFR Chassis, a premier chassis builder for super late models, actually has sponsored the champion here with a free chassis, which is awesome. They have a free chassis to the champion of the series here. And also McGonigal Race Engines has come on board with a $2,500 engine rebuild gift certificate for someone in the top 5.
Pace truck dives off the racing surface. It's all up to flagman Mike Hare. Green flag in the air. Diaz spins the tires in the 24 car. Here comes Messimer down to the inside. They make it 3 wide. That's not going to work nowhere. Heavy contact with the outside retaining wall for the 98 of Jody Messimer. Diaz spun the tires on the 24 car, and then everybody trying to win it on lap number 69. Makes it 3 wide back there. 98 again of Messimer. He sits pointed the wrong direction with heavy left front damage there. All started on the restart there at lap 69. The 24 car of Diaz getting a little too hot on the gas, spun the tires, and then everybody trying to make it 3 wide dash through turns 1 and 2. But Tanner Gray, nonetheless, has inherited the lead here with 31 laps remaining.
Lights are out on the S&MP pace truck as Buster Casey guides that truck down there into turns number 3 and 4. Cars have lined up.
Green flag in the air. Not sure the 40 car of gray. Looks like that's the speedy drive coming off of the tail deck lid of that car number 40. Meanwhile, the 2 car driving up, it looks like they're going to try to make it 3 wide. The 4 of Mike Pila, he dives to the inside of Tanner Gray. Contact between the 02 of Cornette Ching and the 76 car. Trouble. Mike, I saw that happening about a lap ago. It looked like there was contact there between the 76 car and the 2 car. They get all squirrely and sideways, and then they just kind of continue it on through turns 3 and 4, and here they sit here on the front straightaway.
Started the field off today with 13, and at the line there's going to be a total of 6 cars taking those, so it's a lot of
green flag in the air once again. It looks like almost goes 3 wide as the 40 car of Tanner works the inside the 54 car. Oh boy. The 54 car of Matt Craig still shows the way over the car number 4 car of Mike Pila. Pila rides second. Tanner Gray rides third. Gray goes to the inside of Pila down the back straightaway. Black flag being shown for the 24 of Mason Diaz as he was ineligible for the cone. Gets tapped by the two car of Austin Thompson.
get the restart positions. The 54, the 40 of Tanner goes to the outside. The 2, the 03, and the 24 of Mason Dill all follow to the inside.
It kind of hangs out any guy that's involved in a caution. He must start at the tail end of the longest line, and that would be definitely a tough break, but it's going to be green flag in the air once again. And again, it looks like we almost go 3 wide again as that 4 car of Mike Pila, he ducks to the inside of that 54 car of Matt Craig.
It's the 54 car of Matt Craig to the inside of the 40 car of Tanner Gregg, followed by the 4 car of Mike Pila, who's looking to the inside of the 40 car of Tanner Gray.
Tanner Gray all over the back deck lid of the 54 car of Matt Craig. It's Craig through turns 3 and 4. Tanner Gray rides second. Third is the 4 car of Mike Pila. Fourth is the 2 car of Austin Thompson. And rounding out the top 5 will now be the 24 car of Mason Diaz.
Mason Diaz to the inside of the 03 of Kerry Lawrence as he progresses up into the 5th position with his sights set on the 2 car of Austin Thompson. Austin Thompson, the 54 of Matt Craig, Tanner Gray, and the 4 car of Mike Pila all have seemed to escaped the last 76 laps unscathed by any types of damage. But it's the 24 who's back in the 5th position and the 03 of Kerry Lawrence, and that is who is on the track right now. We have a total of of 6 cars on the track right now, racing for positions.
More than half of the field involved in some kind of caution flags. So tough break here. Tough start to the Scott Farms Sweet Potato 7, as some very good race cars involved in some race cautions here. And meanwhile, back out on the track, it's 79 laps of 100 complete for the 54 car of Matt Craig.
The 54 car of Matt Craig showing us how it's done out there on the track right now, with about a 3-car length lead ahead of the 40 car of Tanner Gray, who's ahead of the 4 car of Mike Pila by about 18 car lengths.
Austin Thomas follows the 2 car of Mike Pila back to the 5th spot. It's going to be the 24 of Mason Diaz. It's 8, 10, 12 car lengths separating every car out here on the Speedway in the Southern National Motorsports Park inaugural run of the Pro Late Model Series. .83 laps complete of 100. The driver still putting down lap times of a 15.73, equivalent to about 93.5 miles per hour around the High Bank 410 Southern National Motorsports Park. It's still the 54 car of Matt Craig, the CNC boiler sales and service machine out of Kannapolis, North Carolina. Showing the way as Tanner Gray in that car number 40, the LFR chassis driver out of Morrisville. He's going to try to close the gap here with 15 to go.
.14 laps to go here in the first inaugural race for the Sweet Potato 7 Series Scott Farms Pro Late Model Division here at Southern National. It's still the 54 car of Matt Craig showing us the way, followed by the 40 car of Tanner Gregg, the 4 car of Mike Pila, the 2 car of Austin Thompson, and the 24 car of Mason Diaz.
Matt Craig has a rear view mirror full of that 40 car of Tanner Gray. Gray looked to the inside a lap or two ago, thought better of it as Craig closed the door. So with 89 laps this time by, it's a 2-car race at the moment, while Mike Pila sits back there in the catbird seat as he watches the battle for the lead.
Coming up to 90 laps complete, 10 laps to go. Mike Hare, the flagman, showing them 10 laps to go for the 6 remaining drivers here in the inaugural race of the Sweet Potato 7 Series at Southern National. That's the 54 of Matt Craig, followed by the 40 of Tanner Gray, the 4 of Mike Pila, the 2 of Austin Thompson, the 24 of Mason Diaz, and the 03 of Kerry Lawrence.
Tanner Gray running out of time there in that 40 car if he's going to try to make a move on Matt Craig with 92 laps complete this time by. It's another 6 or 8 car lengths back to Mike Pila in the 4 car, and then it's another 10 car lengths back there to the 2 car of Austin Thompson, and then another 10 or 12, 15 car lengths back to the 24 of Diaz. Again, Gray, he pulls up to the back decklet of the 54 of Craig as they work through turns 1 and 2 with 7 laps remaining.
Tanner Gray trying so hard to reel in the 54 of Matt Craig here in the inaugural race. He's about a car length behind him going down the backstretch right now, trying to drive in ever so deep to try and get to the rear bumper of the 54 coming out of turn number 4, but it is still the 54 of Matt Craig with the advantage going down the backstretch. The 03 of Kerry Lawrence looking a little squirrely down on the backstretch.
Tanner Gray still trying to find a way around that 54 of Craig. Craig hitting all the marks just like he's supposed to. with 4 laps remaining. This time by, he still has a 2-car lead back to the 40 car of Tanner Gray.
There's 4 laps remaining. The 54 coming out of turn 4 to make it 3 laps remaining. 3 laps remaining in the first race here at Southern National for the Scott Farms Pro Late Model Series.
Tanner Gray just gets a little bit squirrely there coming down the front straightaway. It's going to be 2 to go this time by.
Mike here showing them the deuces. Tanner Gray looking to the inside of the 54. It might be he's on the rear bumper coming off of turn number 2. Does he have what it takes to pass the 54 with 2 laps to go? Kerry Lawrence coming off of turn number 4. The 40 car looking to the inside of the 54, coming down to the stripe. It's the 54 taking the white flag.
It was white flag this time by. This is going to be the last chance. There's the bump and run. Oh, he gets a little bit sideways. Craig gathers it back up, and he will be through 3 and 4. He's got a 1-2 car length lead over the 40 car of Tanner Gray. It's going to be checker flag, Matt Craig.
Tanner Gray runner-up, 4th, Mike Spilla in the 3rd spot. The 2 of Austin Thompson and the 24 of Mason Diaz round out the top 5, followed by Kerry Lawrence in the 03, the 76 of Jake Spillers, the 02 of Sarah Cornette Ching, the 98 of Jody Miesemer, the 15 of Colt James, the 49 of Jeff Batten, the 22 of Nick Robertson, and the number 11 of Mark Gibson rounds out the 13 here at Southern National. We'd like to thank all of the fans who are going down for victory celebration.
Boy, I guess the big guy had to get that squared away. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a hand as he gets out of the car. The CNC boiler sales and service driver, Kannapolis, North Carolina, his very own Matt Craig. Tell you what, on lap 100 or lap 99, it's you kind of throw out at whatever you got, but you did a heck of a job saving the car and coming back victory lane. Great job. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I started the race. I was worried, man. We dropped a few places. Didn't really take off like I liked. And then we logged laps. We passed a couple there. Got cautions when we needed them. Right at the end, we had a good car that took off. But long run, I knew it faded. And I was seeing 30 laps to go, and we got the lead. I was like, maybe it's just a little bit too early. But we hanged on. I drove my tail off. I can't thank my guys enough. They work hard all week. And I know Tanner, he wanted to win real bad. And he's my buddy. I mean, I know if I was him, I would have wrecked him or tried to bump him too. But so I'm all good with him. So good run for all my guys, and can't thank CNC Bowler enough and my family and everybody that helps out.
Well, I'll tell you what, $2,500 richer. First winner here of the inaugural Pro Late Model Series at Southern National. Again, congratulations. Great job.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Kannapolis, North Carolina driver, the CNC boiler sales and service machine of Matt Craig. And nonetheless, put a great finish on for the fans. Congratulations. Great job.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I just got to thank everybody from LFR and everybody who's helped me get this car. This car was great tonight. A little bit disappointed with that, but I want to say good job to Matt. He drove good.
I'll tell you what, second place finish in the inaugural Scott Farms Pro Late Model Series. Again, 1 spot shy tonight, but you got 6 more chances. Great job.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give him a hand. The driver of the car number 40, the LFR chassis machine of Tanner Gray. Come home 3rd tonight. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to thank everybody on my team. They worked a lot of hours this week. We just raced Caraway last weekend, had to overcome some mechanical issues, but they did a great job this weekend, and it was a little hectic there in the middle of the race, but I'm glad we got 3rd place and look on to the next one.
Tell you what, cars in one piece for the most part. Yeah, it looks good. So congratulations again, 3rd place.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, give him a hand. Driver of the car number 4. That's Mike Pila.